So how do you approach people who are unwilling to become their own change agents to help them find that intrinsic motivation? What marker, what tests, what's the aha moment that the successful clients do have that start making change?
Well, I would say something interesting that we actually test on the genetic tendency. Okay, so anytime you do genetic testing, right, we're not giving you this is exactly what's going on in your body in this exact moment, because we know genetics can be influenced, right? But it's important to have the baseline to understand your genetic map, right? Because you can also influence something that may be beneficial to you, may not be working for you right now. You might not even have it turned on. We know we can turn genes on and off. That's the power of understanding your genes, is that when you know the good things, you can move in that direction. The things that aren't so great, you can move away from those and see what the impact is. But again, the key word there is doing something, not just knowing it about yourself. It's useless. Save the money if you just want to know. You're just in the information game and you don't actually want transformation, right? Do something. So what I was going to say is, in that genetic tendency testing, is that we can actually look at somebody's brain-derived neurotropic factor tendencies, okay, BDNF. In BDNF, we know people are, if they are more likely to be able to make it more readily, they're less likely for A, dementia, and B, they're more likely to be willing to work out, for example. Intrinsic motivation to work out, okay? So does that mean that every single person who comes back normal or good, optimized, we'll say, use that term, from a genetic tendency, that that's the case? No. Does that make it a liar? No. Why? Well, I talked about something a little bit earlier called leptin resistance. If somebody has that at play as well, this downregulation of their mitochondria, and they literally are in a physically low energy state, low energy, talking about thinking of a cell as a battery, and they have a broken battery cellularly, well, it doesn't matter what their BDNF is. They feel like garbage. They're tired, they're fatigued, they can't fix it. They go to work out, they see other people working out, and they call them liars, because those people say they are more energized and they feel better afterwards. But they don't. They feel worse. It's a broken battery. There's a pathway to get that battery fixed. Well, is it as simple as knowing, Doc says I may have leptin resistance. That's what's wrong with me. No, you do something about it. You take action off of that.